It's been a heck of a month. I know it was either Mark, Nate, or Ben. You asked me before these 6 games, what do you hope to learn about your team? I think we learned a lot about our team. We definitely looked sluggish in that first half. You could tell they had a week off. They were flying around. We were trying to catch up to them. And we got great speed ourselves. The resiliency, the persistence that they displayed, the leadership, Lamar and the leadership council in those huddles at halftime. We're gonna really grow from these last 6 games and continue to learn. Alabama, it's a good team. I'm shocked about their record, but that's typically what happens with a new coach. Everybody's got to get used to each other, and man, they're talented, really skilled. Got some really good players. Our second half was fantastic defensively. Rebounding is still an issue, but we got the timely ones. And that middle ball screen, man, I think everybody's watching Ohio State and saying this is what we need to do to Penn State. So we cleaned that up in the second half for sure. But Lamar Stevens played like a big-time player defensively. I mean, you look at 11 rebounds, 5 blocks, 2 steals, and then I thought he made really unselfish plays to get to 6 assists. So we get to breathe just for a little bit, although they have exams this week. And that's the other thing that concerns you. We got guys that have exams, and you have the 6-game stretch. And so we're going to learn from this game so much, and we'll get better for sure. I know I'm going to get better.
You called the timeout like 90 seconds in. Did you know that it was going to be?
I saw it, man. I know my team. I know this team. I can tell you that. I know this team. I am so connected, and I'm in the foxhole with this team. We are so connected, and I could see just a little bit of a couple hero shots early. Took too many threes in the first 4 minutes there. But the pace that Alabama plays with, and Nate's a great coach. Obviously, he's had a lot of success. We were ready. We worked on it. But when you finally do it and play the game, it's a little different. So I saw us a little step slow.
Pat, you mentioned it was a little sluggish. It was one of those games where the veterans kind of had to lead the way and dig down. Curtis was one of those guys. How influential was he showing his veteran presence today?
I think it shows our depth again. Like on any given night, if one guy's not playing well, the next guy's got to step up. I had a hunch on Curtis. I had a hunch on Miles at Maryland. I just thought Miles was due to break out, and he did. I had a hunch on Curtis that he was going to have fresh legs, which he did. And, man, I put him back in with 2 fouls, and I normally don't do that, especially under 4 minutes to go. But I just felt like we needed some veteran leadership there and some baskets. We needed to score the ball a little bit, and Curtis definitely provided that for us.
Pat, you talked about it a little bit, but can you kind of juxtapose the defensive effort in the first half versus what you did in the last 10 minutes? Because it seems to me that was, you could really hang your hat on what you did in the last 10 minutes.
It goes back to the mental conditioning of it, or the mental fitness, or the mental toughness, however you want to phrase it. I felt like we were a step slow, and that's why our ball screen defense wasn't very good. Because we've been working on it, trust me. Even before Ohio State, we were working on it. And we did some different things. We trapped sometimes. We switched 1 through 5 sometimes. I tried to keep 2 off balance. I think he's a terrific player. I mean, trust me, I remember him from last year, how good he was down the stretch in the last 4 minutes of that game at Alabama, where we were up 1. So you don't forget that stuff, right? I just thought we were a little bit tighter. We had a little bit more energy, and I give credit to the students in the crowd again. I thought it was really loud. It was loud on Tuesday. It was loud today. I don't know the numbers offhand, but I thought they gave us a little push, and then we started getting stops, and we made some big baskets.
Coach, as you mentioned, Lamar really seemed to take over in the second half there defensively. What does it kind of mean that your best offensive player can take over a game on the other end of the floor as well as scoring the ball?
Look, the fact that your best player wants to play defense at all is fantastic. In the NBA, they're calling it a two-way player. I don't get that. There's only there's 10 guys on the floor. What do you mean two-way? That's football. Football has offense, defense, and special teams. That perplexes me. Whenever I hear that being said, Lamar can cover a guard. That's why he's going to play on that next level. He can guard anyone through 1 through 5. That's a special talent.
Pat, it's one thing to come back from 9 down, but then you get it 57-57, you fall back down again. I guess there's about 4 minutes to go and you're down 4. It looked like Stevens took over there. Did you want him to take over, or was it just the way it worked out?
Now, when we were in timeouts, Coach Ferry and I, who's our offensive coordinator, we just talked about where can we get him the ball in space. And I thought he did a really good job. I thought everybody did a really good job of knowing their roles in that situation. And Lamar knew it was his time. He had to make big shots for us. I thought he got in the paint, and that's what he needed to. Don't settle for threes like we did in the first half. Let's get in the paint and make good decisions. He had a couple nice little shots in there, and then he kicked out the Brockington for one. That was a massive shot, almost the same spot as Maryland. Although that was a 3, this was a 2. But then I thought, David, I thought Lamar on the defensive end, his block shots and what he did, he became a dominant player the last 4 minutes.
Nate said something funny that was revealing, that usually can switch up on other teams, get them to switch on you, and you're going to have a mismatch. But against your guys, you got 9 guys who are not going to embarrass themselves on defense.
No, we got a deep group. Now I wasn't pleased with all the paint touches in the first half, but I thought we did a better job in the second half, hence 31 points. But we can go deep into our bench, and everybody understands what we're doing schematically on defense and the different play. Like last year, we were too young to be able to change defenses that much. I'm bringing in freshmen, right? If you want to do a 5-man switching or trapping a ball screen or playing it normal. And you know what? I'm really proud of Mike Watkins, because he executed defensively really well down the stretch. And if you watch that last 5 seconds, again, we had a foul to give, which is fantastic. We utilized that, I thought, strategically. They get a side OB. Jamari does his job. Mike Watkins has got to play a 4-man because we wanted Lamar on the kid who just hit the 3. Yeah, we wanted Lamar on the kid who just hit the 3 in the corner, left corner. And Mike, for the most part, in the last 15 minutes, and he was in foul trouble, did a really good job.
Lamar had that run where he had the and one, the jump ball, another shot, a layup, and a block, kind of 7-0 run on his own. But before that, he wasn't really doing much offensively. Obviously, he was great on defense, and that's why you keep him in the game, but he only sat 118. Like, how much trust do you have in him?
A lot. Lamar and I are very close, and he'll tell me when he needs a break. He tried to when I told him we were going on offense, and then he was fine. Found his second win. Is he in here? No. But him and I have that connection where he'll tell me when he's tired, because I'm asking these guys to play hard on both ends of the floor. And if we call it fist up, fist up, fist up. If you can't get it done for me, that's what we got to do. The last 2 games, he played a lot of minutes. By the way, the games before that, he didn't play a lot of minutes. He's been in foul trouble most of the season until the last 2.
Some of it is probably necessity, but why do you think it's important to trust in Jamari in moments like that when maybe he is not having his best afternoon?
Because I know he understands what we're doing. I know that his speed and his quickness and his toughness against Lewis was the right decision to make. And we were trying to go offense, defense as much as we could. And I just trust him out there. I do, and I believe in him. And he understands his role. He's so mad at himself on that lob. He was so mad at himself. I'm like, hey, man, next play we got to move on. I'm mad at him too, but I got to move on as well. But we can all say what Jamari Wheeler doesn't do, but there's a lot of good things that he does do, and he's a winner.
How did you guys circumvent Alabama's on-the-ball pressure in the after the first half? Because first half seemed like they were disrupting the flow of your guys' offense.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We simplified. They were ready for a lot of our screen-to-screener action. We've gone a lot to that this year, and we think it's really been productive for us, for Lamar, for our shooters as well. Really just went to our 4-out, 1-in concepts, and I think that was the difference. Kept a real simple middle ball screen, maybe some horns action. So guys understood, a little bit more equal opportunity, a little bit more just playing freely, not having to think too much about what cuts we're running. And, it's something I learned from Jay Wright. When you simplify, they're going to play at a higher level. Now they're going to play. And they played really well together. I know we had more turnovers than assists, but I'd be interested on how many assists we had the last, 12 or 10 minutes.
Pat, you just don't develop this kind of defensive depth by accident. How much do you guys look at how well a guy plays defensively while you're recruiting them? Because it looks like you have a string of guys now who I assume have done this whether at the college level or at the high school
Well,
level as well?
you always know Mike. We got Mike, right? We got Lamar. We got that. I think the one pivotal guy, and obviously Jamari, we know him now. The pivotal guy that we needed that had to sit out last year was Brockington. We knew we were losing Josh Reeves. We knew we had to get somebody athletic, that was tough, that could defend multiple positions, and he can do that. I thought Brockington, and then Curtis Jones is long. I don't know if we all realize how long. He is 6'3.5" and really rangy, and he is long, so he's able to do that. And then Seth Lundy, who's got a bright future, is every bit of 6'6", 6'7", and has a Big Ten body who can cover multiple positions. So you see that, you recognize that in the recruiting process. I think, again, I wish Brock didn't have to sit out last year, but we knew what we had waiting for us.
Pat, you look at Mike in the first half, only played 7 minutes, was a -5. And then in the second half, he's up to a +10. Like you said, he was influential down the stretch defensively, especially for a guy like Mike, who we've talked about going day by day. How was he able to make sure that he stayed engaged and really played a huge impact down the stretch?
You know what I did? And I don't know if you guys noticed, I talked to him a lot. In the huddles, when I took him out, I was trying to really be clear with him on what I was doing. Hey, we're doing offense, defense here. Hey, we don't want you to pick up your fourth, but you still got to play hard. And this is the strategy that we're moving forward. I mean, I wanted to put him in the first half again. I really did. We were reeling a little bit. We were back on our heels, but we kind of steadied things. The ship got steady a little bit. And then I thought he, for the first time, played really well in foul trouble. And he's older now, right? He's a fifth-year senior, so it's good to know we can do it.
Coach, especially at the end of the first half, Curtis Jones really stepped up. He had those 2 big 3-pointers and that layup as well that really helped you guys keep in the game. What do you think he brings to this team, and do you think he can really keep up this production?
Look, he's, for the older gentleman, he's our Vinnie Johnson, all right? For the younger group, he's our Jamal Crawford. He's a guy that I know that can put the ball in the basket, and that's what he's been asked to do his entire life. So we get that, and we know what he can do. Now I just need him, again, like Mark said, we need him to keep learning our system and our schemes as far as defending and rebounding. But to have that luxury, right? Brock gets it done against Maryland, and then Jones does it here tonight. And you guys see the Big Ten. You see what's going on. I mean, the Big Ten, top to bottom, is a bear, and you're going to need that depth as you get deep into February. Thanks, everybody.